Let me tell y'all, there's just too much stuff going on. This is Robert Anton here, robertantonnyc.com, coming to you with the no frills commentary from a singer. Tonight we are talking about the X Factor semifinal. Hey fam, what's going on? Talking about the X Factor semifinal. Yes, we are. The top 4 performed tonight, and they had them do 2 songs apiece. So 3 are moving on to the grand finale next week, and 1 is going home naturally tomorrow night. No Singoff this week either for the elimination show. The lowest vote getter will be going home, so vote, vote, vote. If you see this before voting is over, go right now and vote, 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 and then come back, or well, look, you can vote while you're watching. Shoot, go home on, you gotta have a multitask, They also won't be doing the countdown to see who's in what position during the eliminations, so we won't know who is 3rd, 2nd, first, all that good stuff. And I just noticed while the contestants were being introduced, everybody was standing off to one side except Emblem3. They were separated from everybody else. And it was just, I was like, why are they standing so far apart from everybody else? Like everybody else is clumped together and they were standing way over to the side. I don't know. It looked like it could be some drama right there. Maybe I'm just creating some drama. You know how it is. Tonight, each contestant is singing 2 songs. The first is the Contestant Choice, and the second was supposed to be, the contestant and judge's choice, but they ended up being the judge's choices for all of them. We started out with TeamLA, Contestant Choice. Tate Stevens did Bonfire by Craig Morgan, and he took it a little up-tempo for this choice. I liked it and kind of rocked it out, This was loud and raucous, and I think it represented him well. His voice sounded pretty good, and he was definitely singing about something he enjoys. It had me bobbing my head, So when you're having a good time and they're having a good time and you're seeing them have a good time and you're having a good time watching them having a good time, everybody has a good time. So yes, I really did enjoy it. Britney said she didn't think it was his best. Demi said it was a freaking amazing winning performance. Simon said he brought the song he wants to record and it was one of his favorite performances. Next, TeamBritney had Carly Rose Sonenclar doing her contestant choice. She chose Your Song by Elton John because her father used to play it when she was a kid and all that good stuff. Alright, so this started out very mellow and she really makes me feel everything that she sings. But I thought this song was a little old for her, and I wish she would have chosen something a little more current like the Bieber song she did. Still, it was a great vocal as usual, and she had a kid's chorus singing with her on the end. LA said she did things with the song he never heard done before. Demi said it was very predictable, but it was her favorite song that she's ever performed. I wrote that. What she meant was it was the favorite song that she'd ever seen Carly Rose perform. Simon said it was a beautiful version of a fantastic song. Then the next 2 acts are Simon Cowell acts from Team Simon. First was Emblem3 doing Baby I Love Your Way by Peter Frampton. They also chose this song because their mom and dad, it was their favorite song. They started pretty much laying on the stage, sitting on the steps, laying on, looking up. And I was like, what's going on? And then, you saw the arc and you saw what was going on, right? Then they stood up to get into the reggae type arrangement of the song. I like when they broke off into the rap. I mean, that's their style, and I was really missing that in some of their other performance. And they still kept it pretty much center stage. I mean, they tried to take it out a little bit, but they stayed in that little arc going back and forth. They didn't really venture, it's such a big stage, they didn't really venture over into the hinter parts. And the lead singer for the song, he pretty much stayed in one position right there and just sang the song. So they still could have worked the stage more for my taste and for what Demi is talking about, but I thought it was still pretty good. I think they forget to move around and cover the stage while they're performing. They're just kind of into it and vibing off each other's what's going on. So I mean, that's good. It's not bad to bring in the performance to you instead of just, going all over the place. But sometimes, now and then, of course, we want to see people come out and talk to the audience and be closer with them. Anyway, LA said they finally had their $5 million performance. Britney said she felt like that performance was special. Demi said they did what she was talking about and reminded her of their first audition. Then we had Fifth Harmony doing Anything Can Happen by Ellie Goulding. And I like the opening concept, the way they were around the table, tea time and all that, and really nice, pretty, frilly dresses and all that. And they sounded so good together, just very, very cute, the whole performance. They had the audience all into their vocals, and each one got a lot of love, screams, and hollers, and claps when they came in to do their solo. But they sounded most phenomenal to me in their harmony moments. And Dinah's big note was just off the chart. She really just blew it up. LA said it was the best vocal performance they've ever done. Britney said it was like magic and she loved everything about it. And Demi said it felt really great. Tomorrow night for eliminations, Bruno Mars and Bridgit Mendler will be performing. And if you are enjoying my commentary, please make sure to thumb it up, thumb it up. I need your thumbs, and I really appreciate them. TeamLA was up next for the second performances, which turned up being the judges' choices. And Tate Stevens was doing Fall by Clay Walker. I love that he has a constant source of inspiration in his wife, and it's such a sweet story, and he uses it to full effect in every performance. I mean, he really does, and this was no difference. He sounded good and delivered a really touching rendition of the song. Britney says she felt like it was a direct hit. Demi said he did amazing. Simon said it was a great song and he's done enough to get into the final. They also announced that auditions for next season will be going on in person, online, and in their MyStudio booths all over the country. I caught LA, Charleston, South Carolina, Denver, Colorado, Long Island, New York, and there's one more city. If you know, pop it down in the comments. Or you can go to the xfactor.com if you do not know, to check out where and how you can audition. Should I submit an audition tape? I don't know, maybe I should. TeamBritney was up next with Carly Rose Sonenclar doing Imagine by John Lennon, and she started out at the piano for this, but she didn't play for very long, right? I like the tenderness she brought to the beginning and the way she jumped into her big notes right out of that really nice sweet tenderness into this big, and I was just like, you better. It was a surprise, it was a shock, and it was just, it was pleasing. It wasn't like, oh, it was like, oh my God, you know, work it out. Very, very nice. And again, she finished at the piano. She sat back down at the piano and she did all of this just without a hitch. Just got into everything, and it had a really nice flow for me, a nice arc, a nice flow, and just settled down really, really nicely. I wrote superb. LA said she took her artistic credibility up a notch. Demi said it was awesome. Simon said they made a beautiful song fussy and he didn't like the arrangement and it was overcomplicated. I naturally disagree. TeamSimon was up next with the next two performances. Emblem3 did Hey Jude by the Beatles, and this was another good song choice for them, but I don't know that they have much vocal range because just about everything they sing seems to push their limits, like they just don't have that much range vocally. This had a nice laid back vibe, and then they jumped off the wall and started being goofy. I remember they acting goofy and it totally worked. It was really endearing. LA said their teen heartthrobs like the Beatles. Britney said it was an A-level performance. Demi said it was amazing. And last but not least, we had Fifth Harmony doing Impossible by Chantel, and they did this song before at the judges' houses. They added a little Spanish for this, and Lauren really killed her part. But it sounded better than I remembered of their previous performance, but I felt it was a little lazy to do the same song again. But also, I kind of missed the sound of the old girl groups, and so I'm kind of rooting for them, even though I thought it was a lazy choice, and not by the group, but by Simon. Simon should have made a better choice and given them something new and fresh to bring to the audience. I mean, we are in the semifinals, and this is supposed to be the song that's going to launch them into the finals, and for it to have been the same song that they did at the judges' houses, yeah, just a lazy choice by Simon, not by the girls. LA said the song choice was lazy and they did a decent job. Britney said it was pretty good and she'd be really surprised if they were here next week. She said she'd be really surprised if they were here next week. Demi said they did great, but she's worried for them because, you know, they're making them out to be the underdogs and everything. And we know Simon was pulling for Emblem3, so what's going to happen? Is Simon going to be happy or unhappy if Fifth Harmony goes through and pushes Emblem3 out? I think he wants to have two in, but if he has a choice, who do you think he would choose? Anyway, this is Robert Anton, robertantonnyc.com. Thanks so much for hanging out with me and for sticking around the whole time. If you did, make sure to put stuck around in the comments. And Make sure to check out my most recent videos playlist. Again, I will try to put a link somewhere for you so that you can see any videos from any of my channels that you may have missed, because I am putting up a lot of content for the holiday season and I need your support. I really do. Alright, I'm out of here. Peace.